When you see political campaigns or even general election campaigns or, runs to get people elected for political things throughout the world, there's a lot of people in, in the politics world that when they look back on those campaigns will say one thing very clearly, that that moment right there was the moment that individual lost that election. That was the moment where the narrative changed, or they couldn't regain control of it, or they lost their momentum, or, whatever. There is a litany of examples you could point to of this is the moment X person lost this election. Um, Again, off the top of my head, Hillary Clinton not visiting the Rust Belt states. Everyone sort of does point to that, to a moment where that's an example of where a lot of people say that's where she lost the election. There's numerous other examples you can point to as well, like I say, of other leaders, etc., around the world. Of course, we have, even in the UK, the infamous bacon sandwich moment for Ed Miliband. Uh, you know, everyone can name those moments specifically, but bear in mind, we are 2 weeks out since the general election has been called. Friday the 7th was the last time, I believe it was, that you had to get your candidates in place by 4 p.m. that day. If the paperwork wasn't in, you didn't have a candidate. I don't know how many candidates the Tories are missing in some seats. We know Rotherham, of course, at the moment, missing a Tory candidate. I don't know at this moment how many, shall we say, other seats, shall we say, suspiciously do not have a Tory candidate. But there you go. But moments of when someone could lose a general election, or point to a moment of when someone has lost a general election, bear in mind, we've got 4 more weeks of campaigning. And the serious part of the campaigning, probably all the manifesto launches, etc., is going to take place next week. But what happened with Rishi Sunak's D-Day disaster, oh my. I think we'll be looking back on this as the moment as that was the moment he lost the election. Although, who knows? Like I say, we've got 4 more weeks. We might have a litany of examples to say this is where he lost the election, and you can see him lose in this one, this one, this one as well. Who knows how the next 4 weeks are going to turn out? But oh boy, considering that these 2 weeks have often felt like a month, the next 4 weeks are going to be incredibly long. Incredibly long in this case. But before we get into talking more about this as well, please remember to click on the like, the share button, and of course, down below, there's the Patreon page, there's the Buy Me Coffee link where you can, buy me coffee. There's the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So, thank you very much to everyone who does help and support the channel. Like I say, you can always click the like and share button. That always helps out as well. So, as always, let's crack on into this, because my word, my word, I cannot believe just how you screw up this badly. If honestly, Sunak, or at least someone in CCHQ, has not fired the entire PR team, although bear in mind, trying to get a new PR team this late in the game is going to be incredibly difficult, because they're going to have to completely restart from scratch, which is almost going to be impossible. Impossible. And bear in mind, I know a lot of people who work in sort of PR, and I have pondered that question to them. Could you do, or do you think you could do anything to save this? They've all turned around and gone, I don't think we could do anything at this point. But what exactly happened? Why in this one was this so, important? Well, especially this D-Day celebration in particular, it was the 80th anniversary. And any sort of the big number days anniversaries are always always big moments of celebration. So the next one you'll probably have like this will probably be maybe at the 85th, certainly at the 90th, you will get probably a big celebration as well. I'm almost certainly you will get one at a very, very big one at the 100th. But during that day, there was going to be a numerous, moment of celebration. The Allies were all having their own different celebrations. So the French were having their own at one point. The Americans were having their own. So Biden was over here. Macron was busy with his. Or along comes Rishi with the British celebration. And that was the morning. Then along rolls the international part where everyone sort of comes together to do it. So you had Macron, Biden, I can't remember who else was there now. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, but I can't remember. But yeah, some very important world leaders at that sort of 80th celebration. Where was Rishi Sunak? He was nowhere to be seen because, from what we know, he jumped on a helicopter. Again, typical Rishi in this case, to go back and do an ITV interview. And after that, let the crowd roar and let the reactions roll in, because oh boy, right from the word go, all the papers were having a go at him. LBC, I think, dedicated pretty much 2 hours, I think it was, on the morning show just to people calling in saying how upset and disgusted they were with Rishi Sunak. You've had the poster that I think there's one. I don't know how many are going to go up in the next couple of weeks, but I'll tell you what, Labour should jump on that right away. With the whole, picture of Sunak running away with it saying, he left them on the beaches. This is just a singular moment where you can seriously point to it and just gone, they've lost it. But as I said, we've got 4 more weeks. 4 more weeks of this. And bear in mind, the first 2 weeks have not been exactly the best from Rishi Sunak, where we were asking, gee, him going out in the rain is probably, the worst this could get, right? Right? Oh no. Oh no. Turns out Sunak got so much worse. We've got 4 more weeks of this. He's going to just go on gaff after gaff after gaff after gaff. Words honestly lose me, because you've got to, you're just going to say at one point, either A, Sunak's entire PR department either A, absolutely hates his guts and are doing this on purpose, or this is some sort of incredible inside job. I mean, or they are just that incompetent. And bear in mind, Richard Holden is the Tory party chairman, so he is responsible for running this campaign. But I'll tell you what a disaster class. What a disaster class in running a campaign. What an absolute disaster. But I'll tell you now, this is going to haunt them. This moment for the next 4 weeks, going to haunt them completely. And we've already seen from, again, senior Tories have said that if there wasn't a general election on, letters would have gone in. Like, they would have removed him. So when you were at the start of this, I said, watch out for Tory MPs launching personal manifestos, talking about local politics rather than national politics. We know that's already happening now. Expect them to keep Rishi Sunak at an arm's length. Or if Rishi Sunak should we say, happen to turn up and come for a visit, expect them to be suspiciously absent. I'm still waiting for a photograph of that to happen, of Rishi Sunak being in this constituency, which just happens to have a Conservative MP, and they're nowhere to be seen. Where are they? Yeah, things of this campaign started off bad. They've gone to worse, and they've just gotten. I don't know what do you go from bad to worse to disaster, catastrophe. Surely, I say things cannot get worse for Rishi Sunak. I say with hope in my heart, but I think they can. And bear in mind how this campaign's been going so far, they probably will. So until next time, as always, leave your comments down below. Because I'm sure I'd be very interested to hear if any of you have talked to any local Tories or anything like that, what their responses have been, because I can guarantee you it probably hasn't been very good, especially from what like I say, I've been hearing, like I say, next door in Penistone and Stocksbridge. That's been interesting indeed. But of course, as always, thank you very much, as always, and we'll see you all next time. And don't forget to click on the like and share button on your way out. And of course, down below, there are all links to help support the channel as well. So until then, as always, we'll see you all very soon.